that identify a need, have a vision and a plan to make that need, and they're not sitting around waiting to win the lottery or for government to write them a check. They're just getting on with that. And we hit the jackpot on both of those bases when we met Maia and her organization. She made us a proposition that we just could not say no to.
What about it, though, drove you towards this particular... Is it that your organization has a specific interest in autism and disability? Is it something you see lacking in the society in terms of funding while you're driven towards this particular project?
It certainly is that, to a large degree. We face the same problem, quite frankly, in Canada with our own autistic communities. But if I can go back to that issue of very vulnerable communities inside society, that's what drew us especially to Maia. And just the strength of her proposal and the obvious benefits that are going to flow from it. So we've put just a little over 1 million Jamaican into this first phase. I say first because I'm sure there's going to be other phases after the splash.
Good news there for you, Maia.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, and on national TV too. How can I back away from that? We're going to cover some of the expenses related to the experts that Maia has attracted to her cause and her program. We're going to cover some of the logistical and the administrative costs as well. And we're behind her all the way.
Oh, that's good to hear. This issue, though, of adults and autism, how serious is it? Because one of the things is that people always think from they're small, you'll pick it up.
What is happening is, and we were even discussing it with some of your own staff before we came on air, misdiagnosis and underdiagnosis. What happens is there's a lot of that happening currently among the teen population, adults and the children.
Misdiagnosed with what, though?
All right. I am not a scientist, so I always speak from the point of motherhood and what I've learned as an advocate. What is happening is, in many cases, somebody said it in the green room, because autism we shouldn't take it for granted that people know. Autism is a brain disorder that has 3 main characteristics, but it has others. One of them is it impacts how you interact socially. You interact socially very poorly. It impacts how you speak. Sometimes you don't speak, and you have repetitive and aggressive behaviors. However, it does not impact your physicality. But when you act oddly, you look odd, but you don't look different because you have autism. So if an autist sits still, you could not tell unless they exhibit some of the behaviors. What is happening is abuse. What is happening is that they cannot be educated. What is happening is it mostly affects boys. And what is happening also is that we're losing this element of population. And unfortunately, it's something I've said more than one time. Jamaica has the blight on our record whereby a young boy who was diagnosed autistic was beaten so severely he died. And CVM covered the story.
All right. That point, what do you want to come out of this High Commissioner? The splash, that's fine. You want to do more. But where would you like to see this go in particular?
That's a great question. We want the splash to go as far up the beach as possible in terms of its impact. I think it's going to be really useful in just raising the general awareness of autism here in Jamaica and amongst those who may be touched by autism and not know it. It's certainly going to provide immediate benefits, I think, to families who are already suffering from this disease but don't know where to go. And as Maia says, and perhaps the most strategic point, it's going to give us a start point in terms of research and maybe an entry point in terms of a study that's going to be produced that's going to help us and help Maia and her community impact on government policy.
Maia, quickly, just in terms of the time and your main objective, I know you have a target you want to reach in terms of those numbers.
We would love to log a database of to at least 200 new autism cases.
I am beautiful.
7 years ago, Maia got me involved in saying yes to this national conversation about autism. She approached me to become the patron of this foundation at a time when it was not popular, at a time when it was not known. But I got attracted to it because I saw where there was a group of Jamaicans who were less fortunate, may I say, use a terminology, but need to be engaged to be a part of the bigger picture and to assist a process that will help in the achievement of the Jamaican dream. And I want to give you this commitment, Maia, that I will continue the campaign on the Senate floor of Jamaica. This is a campaign that I started many years ago in partnership with the leader of the opposition, the most honorable Portia Simpson Miller. I think we need to find space in our national budget as we embrace the contribution and the donation from CEDA, but we need to find space in our national budget where we can provide some sort of stable financial support to a foundation of this nature that is going to impact on national development.
I'm here in the capacity as a strong support for Maia Chung, who happens to be a good co-worker of mine. The fact that she's a good co-worker, I decided I would cancel all other 2 meetings I have this morning and an engagement at the British High Commission to be here. So I'm here in the capacity of support. But I want to take a little time out too, because I find the program a very good program based on what has been revealed to me. And you can't have good programs without being backed with some money and some good people. So High Commissioner, I want to thank you very much for the support of yourself and your government. And Senator Grant has worked, he and I have worked on some programs, and he's a very hard worker, a man with vision too. So I also salute him because he's a very busy man to have taken time out.
Many organizations participated in the 2-day event.
I'm Pixel Morris. I'm from the Mavis Bank Coffee Factory. While Jablum athletes become a part of the autism show because of the whole levels of the children. We like to see children grow, and it doesn't matter what standard, what capacity you fit. Jablum is always there to at least assist. Although children are not meaning that coffee drinkers, but at least we are there for them to at least bring them up, because they are the men and women of tomorrow.
Catherine Kong, Mustard Seed Communities. Mustard Seed Communities has 11 homes throughout the island for children with disabilities, varying disabilities, and also children with HIV/AIDS and pregnant teenagers. We have about 24 autistic children throughout the island at our different homes. I think it's immensely important, especially for those people who have no resources available to them, and just for general awareness.
My name is Mary Coburn. I am from CBRJ. I'm from the Linstead area. Today we heard about this splash because why I want to come? Because we work with children with autistic or are autistic, and we have a lot. We want to learn some more. We want to see what we can get from here. If there's a talk or anything, we see how much we can able to take to our different areas and pass on to our parents. It is the program is good, very good, and I would encourage persons to get on if they are not yet on. And I'm just hoping that persons that are at home or don't know about the program, I hope somebody will watch it and tell them about it and come out and bring their children out. Because this is not the day to really hide. Because the children are very, very skillful or say talented, but they just want to find the talent within them that they can explore and to able to help or to be beneficial better in the society.
These are spoons that for children with have no cognitive. They are fine. So what we do, we build them up that the children can hold them in a proper way. And especially those who are chewing also, these are good feeding, physical problem. They both are for physical problem, or each of them. This is a little different. These are for children who can manage. Some of them, they can manage.
Well, we were invited, and we have a good relationship with Miss Chung from previous occasions. And really and truly, 4-H clubs, we are the youth training organization of the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries. And as a result, our mandate is to serve the youth across the nation. And it matters not whether they are abled or disabled, whether they have challenges or not, because the 4-H clubs is also found in places of safety, special institutions that cater to children with special needs. So we saw it fit to extend ourselves to this event.
Well, I'm Ruthlyn James, and I'm representing the Adonijah group of schools. We are an integrated school that caters for children also with autism, but we also serve the disability community on a whole from ages 2 to 18. So away from autism, we also cater for persons with cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, genetic and chronological defects. This is done by VJ Baker. He's a 14-year-old child who is on the spectrum. He's also, this is VJ, and he's actually one of my students. He started to speak at age 7, and he's now preparing himself to do the grade 9 achievement exam. So there's great hope for students and children with autism, not just children, but overall, as we should know that we should not limit them because the spectrum is very wide. But regardless of where they fall on the spectrum, there is possibility. So at Adonijah, we try to enhance all their problems, and we try to make them, try to assist them as much as possible. And also we are integrated because we really believe that integration fosters stimulation. So we cater for the so typical neurotypical child as long as a child with disabilities.
Now this song going out to all those mothers who have an artistic child. You're not going through it alone. We're all going through it for a while. Autism, me have my son and him have autism. Sometimes me have to wonder if it's a autism. He is so cute and he's not talking. Oh Lord, what a thing. Every nurse to me term them don't want keep him. Me decide me mind say me have to fly him. Government in a Bermuda them not do a thing to help out children with autism. Oh Lord, what a thing. True autism children is kinda slow. You have to teach them things them no know, like how to come and how to go, and a lot of nice therapists them have to go. Oh Lord,
see the world through my eyes. It changes shape and it changes size. It's not quite the world you see. If you could find a way to look around inside my mind, maybe you would understand me. See the world through my eyes. It changes shape and it changes size. It's not quite the world you see. If you could find a way to look around inside my mind, maybe you would understand me.
Even with all the help the organization has provided, there is still a wide cross-section of individuals who are either still not well informed or have no means of receiving and learning more about autism.
This is my daughter, Rikela Portius. She's 4 years old. Well, we never know so she's autism because doctor never tell us. So we just find out Miss Maia Chung, and then we come and then we get along with the program. You gotta tell her mother say no, the children healthy, and then afterward the mother have seen problem with her child. Like she's sick, and then you do all of the run up and down. And don't fear for us. People don't come around, you're not getting nothing done. People look at my child now when she makes some like a funny sound, like if she eat or sour, but certain people don't know what your child going through. You understand?
I must admit, I am not very knowledgeable about autism, and I was pretty surprised to find that we have such, high cases of autism in Jamaica. And I think, like myself, there are many other Jamaicans that are not fully aware of what is happening with persons who are faced with this challenge. So it is very good that we have such a foundation. We must commend Maia for, bringing this to the fore. And it is interesting that now that it has come to the fore, we are now discovering that there are more and more people
people who are in fact faced with this challenge. So I applaud this effort on behalf of the 4-H clubs, and I hope that other persons will see it fit to come to the fore and highlight other challenges that are facing our young in the nation.
I wanted to find out if he has it, but he doesn't. I have a neighbor with her child, and she goes through a lot of struggles with him, and she doesn't know what to do with him or where to take him or anything. So sometimes, yes, and I collect a lot of brochures and information to take back to her and give her, because sometimes the child over there making a lot of noise. She doesn't know what to do. It's like she's frustrated. She don't know what to, I have to call her and like take the child, because I'm a preschool teacher, so I take the child sometimes and try so what I can do.
I've been trying for years to find somewhere affordable. You know, you might hear about places, but you just cannot afford it. And if you could find something like a training school for them, you know, that you can be able to find out what they are good at, you know. You need somewhere where they can be, you know, tested and know exactly what they are good at. And I've been looking and I don't find anywhere.
I have a cousin that has been severely traumatized because his mother has a mental problem. So just out of concern, I brought him here to get assessed to see if he's autistic or not. But he is not. Hopefully that's good news for me. But he does have severe traumas, so he has been referred to get psychoeducational assessment and other assessment that he may need. I found a lot about autism now because I never know what it was, but now that I know, and I've been working with kids who had it and I didn't know that that's what it was. So knowing about it now, being aware of it, where to go get help, now I can become an ambassador for autism.
See the world through my eyes. It changes shape and it changes size. It's not quite the world you see. If you could find a way to look around inside my mind,